Have you ever experienced being so locked in that you actually make a significant amount of progress towards your goals in a very short period of time? Like you're waking up early, you're doing all of your habits, you're doing the deep work, you're hitting the gym, you got your nutrition right, for it to suddenly crumble into dust without you even noticing what happened. All of a sudden you're back on your couch playing video games, jerking off, smoking weed and procrastinating. Now in this video I'll tell you exactly why that happens and I'll give you the practical tools to go on a permanent win streak. Because can you even imagine how would your life look like right now if you never even gave up? Like where would you be right now? You would probably be somewhere at the beach, relaxing, smoking cigars, doing work from your phone and having enough freedom not to worry about money ever again. So what can you do to stay consistent and actually achieve your goals? Well, I'll tell you exactly that. When you decide to walk in and improve yourself, this is when something very interesting happens. Right then and there, your personality splits into two versions of yourself. You have the old version that is constantly putting negative thoughts in your head, trying to keep you stuck, and you have the desired version of yourself, the one that achieves all of your goals and that relaxes on beaches. Only one of the two versions can survive, and how each one tries to survive is by putting thoughts in your head, either positive or negative, and tries to put you in an emotional state that it can thrive. So either you're constantly going to feel overwhelmed, like you're not doing enough, like you don't deserve the good things that are coming into your life, or you're constantly going to feel positive, confident and reinforce the actions that make you win. Now these cycles of making progress and then falling back into your old habits is you kind of bouncing around between the states, because once you make enough progress your old self feels threatened for its life, and yes, it has a survival bias like all living creatures, so it will try to manipulate you to go back to it. And once you're at rock bottom again and you spend some time there, the pain of not being consistent, not achieving your goals and staying mediocre will outweigh that programming, and you start making progress again, and then you get dragged back and forward, and it's all a cycle that keeps repeating. So first and foremost, you have to have a big enough reason to keep going. Just improving yourself for the sake of it, just making money for the sake of it, is not a big enough reason to constantly keep you on fire. You have to find your purpose, you have to find why you're doing all of this, and it has to touch you on an emotional level. It may be something along the lines of being a great father for your children, retiring your parents, helping people out just like I'm helping you guys out. But it has to be bigger than you. Just by doing that, you'll find yourself having an immense amount of drive and ability to push forward. Now this is good and all, but it doesn't stop the negative thoughts and feelings that are sent from your old version. Stuff like, I have done enough today, I deserve a break, I don't feel like doing it. You may get stressed, you may get anxious, and these are all weapons of your old version that is just trying to survive by making you come back to it. And oftentimes people will give into the thought instead of thinking logical and long term. And this is what sabotages them 99% of the time. So when you start feeling in a way that makes you procrastinate and not keep going, you have to first become the observer and not give into it right away. Just sit there, observe it, don't try to fight the emotion, because resisting to it will only make it worse. It's like feeling this immense stress on the inside while having a facade of being confident. It's going to work out in the beginning, but in the long run it's all going to collapse. You have to understand that these feelings are temporary and they are triggering a chemical reaction in your body that is impairing your judgment and your logical thinking. It is just like you taking a little bit too much of a substance or getting a little bit too drunk, and the only thing you can do is let it pass. After all, you cannot become sober by clicking your fingers. Those are physical chemical reactions that are ongoing, and while you're observing the thought, you're letting them slowly come back to baseline, and when that happens you're able to think logically again. So this is the time to ask the question: if I wasn't making a significant amount of progress that would threaten my old version, that will make it scared for its survival, would I even feel this emotion in the first place? And the answer is no. So you should take this as a sign that you are winning. Instead of giving into the thought, coming back to your old version and spiraling yet again, you can transmute the emotion to reinforce the positive behaviors that are making you win. So when you're feeling overwhelmed and stressed, realize that this is the old version trying to manipulate you to go back to it. And the only way for your desired self to survive is by looking at this emotion from a positive perspective and taking it as a win, as something that will reinforce the positive loop and keep you in the desired state of being. You have to understand that the moment you decide to change yourself and you split your identity, there is an ongoing warfare. It is not solely you that are thinking the thoughts. The thoughts are coming from both directions, and your job as the observer is to reinforce only the positive ones that will get you closer to your goals. Now this requires a certain amount of mindfulness and awareness, and you cultivate that by meditating. Meditating is one of the most important things that you can do in your life, because let's be real, if you cannot sit for 20 minutes and do nothing, you're literally immature. You're like a child running around constantly looking for the next stimulation, for the next hit of dopamine. You're indulging in every single thought that comes to your mind. You're going along for the story, overthinking, getting worried, stressed, anxious, for no reason at all. So make meditation a daily practice, because it will make you master your mind and your emotions, which is the most important thing if you actually want to make the right decisions and go on the upward spiral of constant self-improvement. It doesn't have to be too long, it doesn't have to be 30 minutes or an hour, but just make it a daily practice. And every time you do an action that gets you closer to the desired version of yourself, you have to celebrate your wins. Now you don't celebrate your wins by procrastinating and smoking weed. You celebrate your wins by consciously encouraging yourself, making a tick in your to-do list, saying a word like win or aligned. And when you start celebrating your wins, you are further reinforcing the cycle that gets you closer to the desired state of being. And after a certain period of time, this will become a tool that you can use to get yourself out of the negative state that your old version puts yourself into. Because the reality is, you didn't fail after procrastinating once, or smoking weed once, or jerking off once. When you fall off, your old self is really good at manipulating you into staying into the negative state that keeps it alive. You're going to say, I didn't do my morning routine, now my day is fucked, now there is no point in doing anything, and tomorrow it will be the same, and you're spiraling out of control. So even if you're into the negative loop, if you do one task, like meditation for example, and you say the word aligned, that was reinforcing your positive cycle, you then be able to really quickly get out of the negative state and back into the positive one. This is why it's so important not to judge yourself if something bad happens, because the negative self-talk, the self-doubt, the victimizing are all manipulative tools of your old version trying to keep you stuck. Your desired version will never talk negatively about themselves. If something bad happens, you just simply forget about it and you move on with your life. You do the tasks that you said you should be doing, and you completely ignore any negative thoughts that are coming. You simply again take them as a sign that you are winning, and you keep reinforcing that positive loop. The game is to know yourself, be self-aware, and take the right decisions. If you want me to help you out and build a system that works exactly for you, simply book a free call with me. The link may or may not be in the description depending on when you watch the video. If it's there, you're very lucky. Go ahead, book a call with me. It is entirely for free. I'm trying to help people out. See you the next time.